All right, so we're going to play a game of Libertas. I'm going to be playing against my wife, Caitlin. Have you ever played Libertas before?
No.
Have you ever played any tabletop game before? Any like miniature skirmish or war game?
No.
Board games?
Yes.
Okay, but nothing like this?
No.
Okay. Do you have an interest in playing games like this?
Sure.
Sure, right now she does. Okay, so you never played anything like this, and we're gonna see how easy it is for somebody to learn, especially somebody who's never played anything like it. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna show the arena and kind of go over some of the basics, and then we'll get started. Okay, so this is the arena setup we are playing on today. Right here, we have a shield generator. Any player that is within the radius here will be able to gain shield points. On the opposite side is our repair station. Same thing, only they regain health if they stand on that platform. Now in both with the shield generator and the repair station, you cannot make attacks while receiving the benefits. However, with the shield generator, you can move within this ring and remain gaining the benefits, whereas with the repair station, you must be firmly planted on the base in order to receive the benefits, and you cannot move or fire as long as you want to receive them. We are running with 12 loadout nodes that are scattered and placed around the arena. We're using two different types of barriers. We have the spire barriers. You can fire from behind the barrier, but will not receive any damage from any attacks fired at you as long as you're behind the barrier. Obviously, a player that is behind you will be able to attack you. Then we have the basic barriers. When you are behind any of these basic barriers, all of your damage received will be reduced by 50%. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. We are both beginning the game with full health, 0 shields. Here are our loadout decks. She has hers over there. We are going with a minimum 12 card deck for this match. As I just implied, the minimum to build a deck is 12 cards. You can put as many as you want, but you want at least 12.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So if I only have 12 cards, does that mean you have to maintain 12 cards, or can you have 14?
I can have 14 even if you choose to only have 12.
What would be the benefit of having less versus more?
If you have less versus more, you guarantee, well, you have a higher chance of drawing the cards you want. So if you only have 12 cards and you can zoom around to 6 different loadout stations, you will effectively draw all 12 cards, and you know you will have your entire loadout. Having more cards means there's more randomness to what you draw because you're introducing more variables, and you'll have to reach more loadouts in order to draw and access all of your cards. However, in this game, you can lose components. Like for instance, one of your weapons may be destroyed or otherwise incapacitated, and you may want to swap that out. So having extra weapons, extra components can benefit you. If you lose one, you can rush to a loadout node and then regain some of your equipment.
Okay.
Okay, so as far as line of sight, dealing with the barriers, as long as you are behind this barrier, this player will do 50% less damage to you. Now, if you step out and the center point of your base is outside, then they have line of sight on you and can attack you.
Okay.
So the center of your base is what represents cover. If the center of your base is behind the barrier from the line of sight of your opponent, then you are effectively gaining the benefits of that barrier. Even if your weapons are sticking out, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Okay, it goes off of the center of your base.
Is there a ruler tool or something if we have a disagreement about what line of sight is?
Yeah, you can use any sort of straight edge or ruler, or we'll be using primarily a measuring tape to gauge measurements. Okay, so another thing that I should note is for this match, we are using the quick play rules. They are a simplified rule set intended to help people learn how to play the game. It has all of the basics of the game without any of the extra complicated rules that can make the game more intriguing for advanced players. So starting off simple.
Thank you.
So we begin the game by each dropping a drop token. But first we gotta determine turn order. So we're each gonna roll a d20.
12. Haha.
11, okay. So you go first. So in this game, you can place your token anywhere in the arena, but you must drop it from 6 inches above the playing surface. So where do you want to drop?
Here?
Okay. So 6 inches, hold your hand at the 6. Drop. Okay, now you can place your crux exactly where that token is.
Excuse me. Thank
and
you.
remove the token. And that's how you determine where you drop.
Do I set this aside or do I need it later in the game?
You won't need it. I'll go back here. Okay. So when you begin the game, each player will select their crux before beginning. Optionally, you can have a deployment card. A deployment card is something you play at the very beginning of the game during the deployment phase that grants you a benefit. This is the one that will be available through the Kickstarter as an exclusive card. It allows players to begin the game with 30 shields. We will be each using this card. It's called the Founders Favor. We've each selected a different crux. I chose the Genesis crux. It is probably the standard, most basic crux in the game. Caitlin chose the Genesis Mark II, which is the same thing, only it has the added benefit of extra armor.
Because I'm gonna need it.
Since we are both using the Founder's Favor deployment card, we will each begin the game with 30 shields. It's important to shuffle your cards before each match. We're ready to begin. You're going first.
What do I do?
So each turn you receive 2 action points. You can use these action points for either movement, attacking, or using another special ability. If a card requires a certain level or certain number of action points, it'll be indicated on the card. To attack with one weapon is 1 action point, and to move your allotted movement, which is indicated in the lower right-hand corner of your crux card, it is 1 action point. You can use both of your action points on movement. In order to access a loadout node, the base of your crux must touch the loadout node. It does not require an action point in order for you to actually gain access to it. It only costs the movement to get there.
Can I attack with just a crux? Or do I need...
If your crux has an ability indicated that allows you to actually make an attack, like if it has a built-in weapon or some other ability, you can use that ability. However, if it is not indicated on the card, then you must pick up a weapon in order to use it.
Is it indicated on this card?
It is not indicated on that card.
Thanks.
So right now, with your crux, the only option you really have is to move.
Okay. I want to move towards that thing.
Okay, so
Then
what's your allotted movement?
7?
7 inches. So here, you can use this, measure out 7 inches, and you don't have to use the full amount. You can use part of the amount of movement if you'd like.
Oh, bummer. Well,
So for every 7 inches of movement, it will consume 1 action point.
So
that is well within your range if you want to access that loadout node.
So since this is 6 inches, does that mean I can still, if I'm only using movement on this turn, does that mean I can I get 8 inches? Or, so is the 7 inches split up? Like if I did a 3-inch movement and a 4-inch movement, does that count as my 2 actions?
No.
Okay.
So you can use up or move up to a maximum of 7 inches. So if this loadout node, which it is 6 inches away, you can move up to that loadout node, access the loadout node, which will let you draw 2 cards and then move 1 additional inch. Because using the loadout node does not consume an action point, and you have 1 inch left of movement. So it's like think of it like Mario Kart. When you drive through those bonuses, you get the benefit of them. You don't have to stop and do anything.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So I'll use 6 inches to get to the loadout node.
Okay.
That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh. What do we do with this?
We can remove it from play. Okay. These are magnetic, so we're actually going to leave that there. So the reason why I made these removable, so now we can see that has been consumed. But there are instances in the game where loadout nodes can be restored and accessed again.
Oh.
So we remove the indicator to let the players know that loadout node is currently exhausted.
But the base stays.
But the base stays.
Okay.
Got it? Okay, so now you draw 2 cards.
Okay, I got shield cell and nano cell.
Okay, so you receive 2 gear cards. Now, your gear cards can be played at any point on your turn. They do cost action points to use, as indicated by the card. So each of these will cost you 1 action point to use them. The shield cell restores shields, 10 shields. The nano cell restores or repairs damage, which is 20 damage. Okay, now these go into your inventory until you use them. Your inventory can have a maximum of 4 cards.
Oh.
Okay, so if you were to have drawn a weapon, you could immediately equip it to your crux. Okay, and that does not cost an action point. It does cost an action point if you want to swap weapons. Like if you already have weapons equipped, but you were waiting for a better one or a more appropriate one for an opponent you're fighting, you can actually use an action point to swap a weapon from your inventory.
So I have a question about the restoring 10 shields. Since I only have 30 shields out of a maximum of 50, if I use this, would I go up to 40 shields?
Yes.
You just can't go past 50.
Correct.
Okay. I don't want to do that.
Okay, but you could use it now. Remember, your inventory can only hold a maximum of 4 cards, so at times it will benefit you to use a card in order to free up space in your inventory.
So I know I'm showing you these cards because you're teaching me how to play this game, but if we were playing for real, would I not want to show you what's in my inventory?
Correct. You would not want to show me what's in your inventory because you may have some very special ability that you're totally going to surprise an opponent with. So generally speaking, you don't want the other players to know what you have. Again, if you drew a weapon card and you place it on your crux, and people are familiar with what that weapon is, they'll know exactly what you have.
Okay, that makes sense.
So make sure you keep your inventory separate from your loadout deck.
Okay.
So now you can move an additional 1 movement, or 1 inch from your original movement, and then if you would like, you can expend another action point.
What is that? That's the shield generator?
That is the shield generator, yes.
And that's the repair?
Yes.
Okay. So these cards are basically like...
instant versions of that.
Okay, so it's a travel.
Yeah, you can use it on the go.
And I can't go over.
Correct. You cannot. Now, there are certain...
This is very phallic.
There are certain abilities that allow you to jump. And there are other pieces of terrain that are of varying levels. So you can gain elevation. There are rules for that. And there is a jumping, but you currently cannot jump.
Okay.
So you cannot pass through barriers. Also, there is an ability for that, but...
Do not pass go, do not collect $100. Okay, so I'm going to use my extra inch and then my turn to
reach that other loadout station.
I made it. It can do it.
Okay, go touch base with the loadout station.
He's a crooked crux man. Uh-oh. Does it matter which direction I'm facing?
So you don't have to place it on it, just next to it. You just have to touch it. Okay? Yes, which direction you're facing does matter, but you can turn and rotate at no cost of action points.
Just not during your turn.
Correct. Yeah, if I'm attacking you from behind and I'm gaining benefits from that, you can't be like, no, 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 and turn your crux around and be like, well, now I'm facing you, so you don't get that extra damage bonus.
Okay.
Okay?
So now my turn is...
Well, you didn't draw 2 cards from your loadout station.
Okay. I got shield generator and power surge.
Okay, so the shield generator is a portable unit that attaches directly to your crux. Read what it says.
At the beginning of your turn, roll 1d6 and add the value to your shields. Total cannot exceed your max. Repeat each turn as long as you have shield generator equipped.
Okay. Do you wish to equip the shield generator?
Yes, but I can't roll the d6 until the beginning of my next turn.
Correct. It must be done at the beginning of your turn, and it is up to you to remember to do that. So if you forget to do that, and nobody is kind enough to remind you to do that, you just do not gain those shields.
And then this one, gain 1 AP for this turn, so that means can I only use it during this turn, or can I use it during my next turn?
This is what's called a spark card. Now, spark cards can be played either during your turn or not during your turn, so during an opponent's turn.
So this is a bonus action.
Yes, so if you wanted to, you could play that now, gain an additional action point, and make another movement, or if you had equipped a weapon, you could attack. But before you forget, you should equip your shield generator.
Does it matter where on my crux I put this?
It does. That is a module. It goes on the back.
This the back?
Yes. And that's facing the other way. Okay, well then that concludes your turn.
Okay.
Okay, now that we got the noisy dog, the needy noisy dog, we will continue playing. And it is my turn. Okay, so just like you, I have 7 inches of movement. So I'm going to move. Oh, and I did forget to mention, movement is from I did forget to mention, movement is from center of base to center. So now that's where you measure from.
Okay.
So you always move from the center.
Oh, you are exactly the same distance.
Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 cards from my loadout deck. So I drew my platform, which is the A series, and it is a platform that allows for heavy weapons and gains 1 stability. And I drew a nanocell plus, which for 1 AP will repair 30 damage.
Wow.
So I'm going to equip my platform.
He has legs.
And then I'm going to spend another action point. I'll move this direction.
I have a question about that.
What's that?
Since you're not on top of this, you set your crux beside it, but 7 inches was to the exact center of this. So wouldn't you move your next movement from the center, or do you go by...
The center of wherever your model is. So forget loadout nodes or anything to interact with. If I have 7 inches of movement, I measure that 7 inches from the center of my model, and I would place the center of the model to that measurement.
Okay.
Okay? That is your movement. Now, if in order to use a loadout node, all you have to do is touch it. So I didn't have to use my full 7 inches to get to just touch it. So therefore, I saw that face. If a player forgets to use that excess movement, if they're just like, okay, my turn's done. Like if that was their last of their action points and they didn't want to do anything else, then they forfeit that movement. Okay, so I've drawn my cards. I have attached my equipment. It is now your turn.
Okay. All right, Peanut. Which direction are we moving? Siege forwards. Okay. Okay, I'm going towards this.
So from center of your model, you can move 7.
I don't quite reach. So I stop here. That's one turn, or one move of my 2 moves.
Right, you have 1 action point remaining.
So for my second action point, if I'm going to move 7 inches, again, does it need to be in a straight line, or can I change course?
You can change course.
Okay.
So say you wanted to move around a barrier, you can move like 4 inches this way, 3 inches this way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to use, so I just have to touch the side of the loadout node. So that's 2 inches, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'll move 2 inches. Oh no, 2 inches here.
So now you draw 2 cards.
I have plasma thrower and hornet nest. One is primary, one is auxiliary.
Those are probably 2 of the most powerful weapons in the game at the moment. So you may attach both of those if you choose. There may be times where you choose not to attach a weapon even though you have an empty spot.
Okay. Is it unkosher to move the entire base? Do I just need to take him off so he stays?
Yes, you can leave the base where it is, or you can bring the weapon to the base or to your crux.
Okay. This is his left arm, and this is his right auxiliary. So he doesn't have an arm, he just has a bonus. He has a shoulder.
Yes. You win.
Yay! I am going to start encroaching on your territory.
Well, it makes sense now that you have been equipped with devastating firepower and I am still naked.
Oh man. I make it to the blue dot.
It is now my turn. I'm in a really bad spot. Okay. All right. So I have enough movement to get my base to touch this loadout station. I'm going to draw from my loadout deck, hopefully equipped a weapon.
Uh-oh.
I got a power surge and recon drone. Great cards, but they will not help me that much in this case. I'm actually going to use my secondary movement to hightail it back this direction. And then I'm going to play power surge and use another movement
to hide.
And I will place myself against this barrier here.
So because you're behind that barrier, anything you fire where I'm at now, well, almost, will hit. If I was here, I would hit you at 50% and you would hit me at full because you're
correct
behind the barrier.
Correct.
What if we were standing in opposite sides of the barrier, like here and here? It's also my barrier. Or does one person have to lay claim to the barrier?
So if both players are on opposite sides of a barrier at that range, there is no benefit because you're effectively shooting over the barrier at each other. So there is no benefit to being behind a barrier if the other player is right there as well.
I have another question, just since I'm so close to the repair station.
Mm-hmm.
Can I fight from the repair station?
No. Okay. If you are on the repair station, you cannot make attacks. You can move off of it, but if you move off of it, you no longer have the benefits of the repair station. I will point out that you have no damage on you at this point, so there wouldn't be a point in using...
Hypothetically speaking. But if I was in this area, this round target, I could be receiving those benefits while also shooting from here, right? Or is it the same?
You cannot. So you can receive those benefits as long as you're within that, and you can move around it and still receive those benefits, but you cannot make attacks from within the energy field.
Okay.
Essentially, your weapon systems are powering down so that you can charge up your shields while next to the shield generator.
Could you attack me while I was on either of those?
Yes, you can. You can receive attacks and damage while using either of these.
Okay.
I have a feeling this game is going to end pretty soon.
So what are these three numbers? There's three numbers on both of these cards. There's a top square, a middle square, and a bottom square.
Okay, so the top square is your effective range. Now, for the quick play rules, that is your maximum range.
Is that in inches?
In inches. So for the quick play rules, that is your maximum range. For the full rules, you get a reduction in the effectiveness if you exceed that range. It's like in real life, when you fire a gun, there's going to be a distance that it can generally, that you can hit a target confidently, right? Beyond a certain distance with certain calibers, you could still hit that target, but how effective is it going to be? It diminishes over a distance, right?
Okay.
And the target will become harder to hit as well. So that's factored into the main rules. However, for the quick play rules, that is considered your maximum. The next number on there is the number of shots that it fires, which you will roll a d6 for each shot fired. And then the next number at the bottom is the damage dealt per successful hit. So yours is 18 inches, 6 shots, and 10 damage per successful hit. Now this card also has a reload feature.
Oh.
And what does that say?
This weapon must be reloaded at a loadout node or repair station after each use.
Right, so you get one chance to fire this weapon, and then you need to reload it.
And reloading it would count, so if okay, let's say I fire it from here. Oh,
I'm
no.
just out of range.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to use my movement action. I'm going to go 3 inches to the loadout node. Boop. I want to get some legs. So I pull my legs. I got my legs.
You got your legs.
Ascendancy's Brawler class. Brawler.
Brawler class.
Brawler. And I got another
Power surge.
So can you use 2 power surges in one turn, or is it limited?
You can.
Well, first let's get some legs. Yay! I am whole! I'm scary. Okay, so I used 3 inches, and I'm gonna use the other 4 to get myself here. 4. Bum, bum, bum! Okay, so that was one action, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. You're looking awfully devious.
Okay, so I am going to use my hornet's nest.
Okay.
All right, so what is 5 plus?
So that's your target number you're trying to roll for.
Oh, I have to get 5 to hit it at full 10?
Yes. So the target number of each roll. So for each 5 or 6 you roll, that is one hit. And
Okay.
each hit is 10 points of damage.
If I roll a 4, is it a partial hit or is it a miss?
A miss.
Okay.
Now what that card does say something on it about that though.
Fires a swarm of proximity detonating missiles. Reroll misses. Oh, reroll misses for half damage.
Okay, so you're going to roll 6 dice.
All at once or one at a time?
All at once or one at a time if you want to. That's kind of up to you.
I'll do 3 and 3.
As long as your rolls don't impact the other rolls, meaning like if you're gonna roll one at a time and your second roll bumps your first one and changes the number, you know.
I'm just gonna go all.
That makes sense.
Do you want to blow on them?
No.
Okay.
All right, so how many hits did you get?
3.
3 hits. So now you can take your misses.
These are my misses and these are my misters.
Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and deal out the 30 damage that you have dealt. Well, minus half. So 15 damage dealt because I am behind a barrier. Okay, so you're firing from over here. through the gap in this barrier at me behind this barrier. So this reduces all damage by 50%. You had 3 successful hits for 30 damage. I take 15. Which brings me down to 85.
Okay, and then I get to re-roll my misses for half.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna take these out so there's no confusion. Okay.
One
5.
additional hit for 5 damage. And for the half damage, we round up. So instead of 2.5 damage, I will take 3 additional damage.
Oh, half, not 5. Half of.
So that brings me down to 82.
Wait, I'm confused.
Okay, so what's your question?
You said 2.5, but rounded up. But half of.
So, sorry, I kind of breezed through things because we'd already talked about it. So, remember, that card re-rolls misses for
So
half damage.
And then half.
So then half plus half from my barrier, rounded up anytime it's necessary to 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay? So you dealt a total of 18 damage to me.
Wow. But this is now.
That is now empty, and you must access a loadout station or a repair station in order to reload it.
Okay, so I have a question.
What's
that? Whose responsibility is it to remember that this needs to be charged?
All players. So
if I were a sneaky sly and you were aloof, I could use this again if I was being a turd?
Yes, that'd be called cheating. If you want to cheat at any game, you can cheat. But we like to think that people are not cheaters. They're not going to do that. However, it can be an honest mistake. Sometimes you might forget that you haven't reloaded it yet.
Especially if you have like a whole bunch of them. So
it is kind of all players' responsibility to remember that that weapon has been fired, it needs to be reloaded, and it... You know, if someone tries to use it, say it just a general reminder, hey, you didn't reload that weapon.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'm going to set this here, and I know this is not part of your rules, but I am going to put this on top of it to remind myself that...
That's a great way to indicate.
I cannot use it.
Don't be a cheater.
Okay, this says place AOE template.
Yes.
What is an AOE template?
Area of effect.
Okay.
So there are 2 AOE templates in the game. The first is your basic 6-inch diameter targeting circle.
Which is also under there.
Yes, we have one under there so that we can tell the radius of the shield generator. The one that your weapon uses is the cone shape. So the cone is more for, like, say, flamethrowers. I mean, if you imagine like a flamethrower is going to kind of spray out into
Good job, Peanut.
into a cone. So that is what you use. Now, this also is the range of your weapon.
Okay.
So as you can see,
I would
not quite there.
I might toast a marshmallow that you were holding, but I would not hurt you.
Well, luckily I have no arms. I can't even hold a marshmallow.
Okay. I am going to use my
your extra action point.
Extra action. So once I've used this card, do I have a discard pile?
Yes, you would discard the card.
Okay. Discard card.
Yes.
Wait, and using one of these counts as an action? Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is on my body. This has already been used. Sorry, I'm sorting my cards.
I just realized I made a terrible mistake. I was so excited to be, dealing damage or having damage dealt in the game that I forgot I had 30 shields. So shields absorb damage first. So I'm going to correct that.
Oh, so you just remove 15 shields.
Correct. So I'm restoring my health back to 100, and it was 18 damage total that was dealt.
Oh, sorry, not 15.
30 down to, but yeah. Okay, so I have 12 shields remaining, full health.
So I'm going to use, oh, I already discarded it.
Yes, so you gained 1 action point from your power surge.
So it's from the center?
From the center of your base, yes.
Okay. So does this work the same? Oh, it's at 2. So let's say there was a 1/2 inch distance. Does this round up as well?
Yeah, so if you used 2.5 inches, it's effectively 3.
Okay.
We don't want to get too nitty-gritty. But also, I want to point out, from center of your base to center of your base just has to touch the loadout node. So you're measuring from the center of your base to the edge of the loadout node. Does that make sense? Because watch, when you move just to where you touch it, where's the center of your base?
Oh.
Back here. So that's the amount of movement you're using.
Oh, I see. So I'm only using 4 inches. And then I still have 3 after this. I like this color. I want to collect them. Wow. Am I winning?
You are definitely winning.
Founders Fury. Spark.
So Founders Fury.
Oh, it takes 2 action points?
Takes 2 action points. Founders Fury is another Kickstarter exclusive that will be available. Takes 2 action points, and read the description.
Place targeting circle anywhere in the arena. At the beginning of your next turn, any player within the targeting circle takes damage. Wait, so I could put it anywhere on this whole playing mat?
If it says anywhere in the arena, it is anywhere in the arena.
Which means I could use this to corral you where I wanted you to go.
Yes.
Whoa. But I need 2 action points to place it.
Correct.
And I have 0 unless I used my other power surge, in which case I'd have 1 and still not enough.
Right. So in some cases, you could combo that card with something that immobilizes an opponent. So say you have effectively immobilized them, or another player has immobilized them, and then you play that card, you know they will not be able to move on their next turn, and they will definitely receive that damage.
Oh.
But it is also a way to force player movement if they aren't immobilized, because you can use that card and then they're not going to want to stay there. So it will force them. It could force them out from behind a barrier or into a different line of sight of fire, that sort of thing.
Interesting. If I placed it and then somehow got myself stuck in it,
you would take damage. Yes. Yes, if you fired that and you were within the targeting circle at the beginning of the next turn, you would take damage.
So this is basically like a landmine.
Essentially, yes, but it's coming from the sky. Imagine like a satellite that can fire a very powerful beam of energy down anywhere you target.
Bill Gates?
Yes, I should have named it Bill Gates. Bill Gates Fury.
But this will stay in the arena until it is boomed.
No. At the beginning of the next turn, that's when the attack happens, and that's it.
Oh, so it's kind of risky. I mean, it could be risky. Because you might not hit somebody with it.
Right. But either you're playing it to force a movement or playing it on an immobilized opponent where you know it will cause damage.
And this other one I got is a left arm twin rifle.
Okay.
But I already have a left arm plasma thrower attached.
Correct. So you can, by spending an action point, like this one will go into your inventory, assuming you have room. And at any point, you can use an action point to swap those weapons if you chose. Like, for instance, you know this weapon, the plasma thrower, has a very limited range. It's very powerful if you can get within range, but maybe your opponent is keeping a far distance. Your twin rifle has a longer range, and even though it does less damage, you can inflict damage to farther opponents. So it could be advantageous for you to swap those weapons, but it would consume 1 action point. Now, if it was for your vacant slot, you could attach to your vacant slot at no cost.
Okay, but it's
and then you could have used the action to fire it.
Which one's that? I'm just going to take it out of the box so I can... this tells me that it's here. I still have 3 inches. So I'm going to maneuver myself back.
Okay, so as it stands, you are back behind the barrier in safety. And not that you need it, because I have no guns. But it is my turn. I need weapons. And I'm pretty sure on my next draw I will get something. The problem is I will need 2 actions to either get to this node or this node, and this node is a lot more dangerous. Okay, so I have, with this platform, with the A series, I have 6 inches of movement. So I will move here. And then I will move here. And with that, I will draw 2 cards. I have the worst luck. Okay, I drew a shield cell, which I don't have any action points to use, but I did draw my auxiliary targeting system.
What's an auxiliary targeting system?
So the targeting system is an auxiliary card that grants you +1 targeting, which gives you different benefits to your aiming.
How close do I have to be to a barrier for it to be effective?
You have to be within 2 inches.
Okay.
The center of your model must be within 2 inches of the barrier in order for it to be effective.
So I don't benefit from this being...
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, shooting across, you know, the barrier here would not impede line of sight for these barriers. For this barrier, it would.
I mean, you also know what you're doing, and I'm... I only have 2 cards left.
Well, you've been gathering all the loadout stations.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Is your turn.
Oh, man. What do I want to do?
Well, I don't feel like you need to be very timid with the way things are. I forgot to remove that. But correct me if I'm wrong, did you not encounter a loadout station last turn?
Oh.
And that would have reloaded it.
Oh. Oops.
Now again, it is the player's responsibility to remember that they need to reload their weapons, and they should declare that they have reloaded their weapons.
I have reloaded my weapon. How many inches away from you am I? Oh, that stinks. 18 inches is right there. Why did I go back behind the barrier?
I don't know. You were afraid of my weaponless crux.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, can you move me here?
So barriers only count if you're within 2 inches. The center of your base is within 2 inches.
I mean, I guess.
From line of sight, though. So if we're looking at the line of sight, there is more than 2 inches. Whoops, I moved back a little bit farther. If we get down to the level of these barriers, you can see that we are taller than them. So your weapon is actually, you know, well above the barrier as it is. Okay. So I would have to be tucked up against it to receive that benefit.
All right, I'm gonna use my Bumble blaster.
Your Bumble blaster?
Yeah. Damn!
3 hits, 3 misses.
Okay, so these hit you at full blast.
So I'll go ahead and do that damage.
To your shields.
Shields first, so I have 12, now 0. And then that leaves, that was 30 damage. So that leaves 18, which brings me down to 82. 1 hit.
And it's half, so that's 5.
Yes, for half damage, that's an additional 5, which will bring me down to 77.
Okay, so now I'm going to use my other power surge card.
Okay.
So that's going in my discard pile. I'm going to use that.
This was your discard pile.
Oh, what's this then? It's my cards. I'm putting it in my discard pile.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. I'm a noob. I am going to take... Oh, actually. Okay. So you said it's from the edge to the edge?
No, from center to center is your movement, but your base only has to touch. So it's only the amount of movement it takes to touch the base.
So is that 5 or 4? Because 4 is my center. Okay,
4 is your center.
I'm moving 4 inches to take this.
Okay.
Mostly away from you.
Because do you not have cards, or are those your last?
These are my last 2 cards.
Drawing your last 2 cards. Okay.
I have an S1 launcher and a Titan fist. Right.
Okay. Would you like to equip either or both?
But this is my right arm, and I don't have a right arm.
Correct. Your primary weapon for your right side.
Does the primary weapon go in front of or behind my hornet's nest?
The primary weapon goes on the outside. The auxiliary goes on the inside.
I guess I can just use my auxiliary in that then.
You can.
Wow. I'm complete. Okay, so I used 4 of my inches. I'm going to use my last 3 to... Which direction do I want to go? That's silly. Fin. And because I touched that, I recharged my bubbles.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, my horn.
Remember to declare at the time that you make contact with the loadout station that you are also reloading your weapon. So I'm in a really bad spot. I have not drawn any of my weapons yet, and I am basically pinned down in this corner, and she has collected all of the loadout nodes aside from this back edge. So she totally dominated this battlefield. I'm going to try to escape this corner with my life. We'll see how far I get. Now, in all honesty, when I built my loadout deck, I built it with slightly lower quality items. You know, I didn't go for the most powerful stuff I could.
Oh, like I did?
And I gave you the opportunity to take more of the powerful items, which you did. So I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I did not know that it would be this one-sided. Okay, so I'm going to use my 6 inches, and I'm just going to make a run for it here. And then I will use my additional 6 inches for another action point.
Oh no.
And I am just out in the open, but I've got to make a beeline. I can't waste movement on trying to get to cover when I'm in this situation. My only advantage is that you won't be using both of your action points on movement. So in this sense, I can move farther faster than you if you stop to shoot.
If I use my hornet's nest, I don't recharge it here, do I?
No, it does not reload at the shield generator.
So I can only reload it at this point here or at these 3?
Correct.
Okay.
Now it is worth noting that if you were to get to these before me, even though you no longer have cards to draw, you can exhaust the loadout node. So that strategically you could do that to keep me from getting stuff.
So I might have done myself a bit of a disservice by wiping them all out on my way there because I could have left some to reload on my way back.
You could have.
Okay.
But then again, that would mean there were some closer for me to get. So.
Okay. I'm going to use my first move.
Okay. I like how you're staying in cover, even though I can't fire back.
It seems silly not to. Oh, no. Man. So close. Well, I guess I'm gonna fire my bees again.
Okay, so you'll be firing your hornet's nest here. You are within range.
Okay. No.
So you scored no direct hits, but you get to re-roll your misses with this weapon.
Lucky you. Jeez.
Two hits.
Only 2?
2 hits for half damage.
10? That's it?
Yep, 5 damage each, 10
Wow.
damage.
And I'm going to mark my bee slinger.
As empty.
Yes. The nest. The hornets have flown the nest.
Brings me down to 67. So one thing I forgot to mention also is that the shield generator is an obstructive item. So if I am within, up against it and you do not have line of sight, it counts as a normal barrier. I receive 50%.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 action point to move 6 inches. I'm getting dangerously low, but I don't want to spend the action point to use a gear. So I'm going to get into the shield generator.
How many shields do you generate?
At the beginning of my next turn, I will roll a d10 and gain that many points of shield.
Ah, and so in theory, you could just stay there and just keep rolling every turn.
Yes, and I can try to circle around it and keep it between us. But eventually, I think you would make that pointless.
So I have a question. So I have 2 weapons that need to... Oh, wait. This one does not need to recharge. This one does because it has the icon.
Correct. That one has the feature of needing to be reloaded.
Okay, so...
Most weapons in the game do not require reload.
So if I had a right arm and a left arm weapon that both needed to be reloaded, and I reached one of the nodes...
Both would be reloaded, yes.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
So you are well within range.
But you are obscured by B.
I am not, because it has to break line of sight. If I was here and the line of sight, then yes. But you have clear line of sight of me right now.
Okay.
So I have to be behind it and within 2 inches of it for it to count.
Okay, so I have 2 actions. So I'm going to fire my Titan Fist. This one I only roll 1 die, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Does it say anything else about?
I have to get at least a 5 to hit. If first attack roll is a miss, roll again. A successful second roll does half damage.
Okay, because it is an explosive weapon. That's what this little symbol means. Explosive.
Aww.
Miss. Miss. I'm getting a little bit of luck in my favor.
Okay, so that was one of my actions. Oh, the other action I'm gonna do is my S1 launcher. Smoke grenade.
Okay, what does it say?
Place the targeting circle anywhere within max range. That area becomes obscured.
So what's your max range?
18.
Yes. So anywhere within max range, you can place a targeting circle and that area becomes obscured. Now, before you do this, basically you are deploying a smoke grenade, right? So it's creating a cloud of smoke. So if, say you place that on me, I am now surrounded by smoke, which obscures me from your vision, but also it obscures my vision. So
Oh, and it's pointless since you're already where you want to be.
Since I'm where I want to be, you would actually be helping me, if I'm going to be honest, because you're giving me cover, because obscured targets receive a benefit to attacks.
So maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
then.
so obscured targets gain +1 evasion. So it basically makes me harder for you to hit.
Oh.
Now, that is a useful item because say I had that, I could deploy a smoke screen here and help me get away, or put it over an area where I know you want to be, So
Does it only last for one turn or one round, or how long would that last?
It lasts for 1 round, yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, never mind. And I can't use my plasma thrower because I'm not close enough, so I guess I'm gonna move closer to you with my second action.
Do you believe we have like 9 of these?
Well, there's only one peanut. There's 9 of her kind.
That's true. There's only 1 peanut, but we have 9 dogs.
Wait, that's 9. What am I? You said 9, so I started going with 9. 7.
Cheater!
Jeez.
Cheater! Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, please take the peanut. I am going to roll for my shields. So roll 1d10. I gain 5 shields.
Ooh.
I am going to deploy my drone.
Uh-oh.
So the way drones work in this game is they are a module that can be deployed. So it deploys directly adjacent to your model.
It's so cute.
Put him. So when it deploys, it must be touching bases with your model. Okay. Now, drones have their own movement, their own stats. Some of them have weapons. Mine, unfortunately, does not. But they provide a lot of different uses. This drone is the recon drone. It gives me a boost in targeting against any opponent that it is within 6 inches of. Okay. Since I have no weapons, that's kind of not very helpful to me right now. You can tell I have the targeting module and a drone that gives a bonus to targeting. My plan with this build was to make it a lot easier to hit you with the weapons that I had in my deck that I haven't drawn yet. So the drone gets its own set of action points and movement. Okay, just like you, it gets 2 action points. Some drones may get more, some drones may get less, but the normal one, the average gets 2. Okay?
I have a question about the drone.
What?
So is that like a Voldemort Horcrux where if you die, your drone stays alive and can bring you back to life? Or if you die, does your drone die as well?
This drone cannot bring me back to life.
Okay.
However, it is effectively pointless with it. Like if I die, there's nothing I can do with this drone. So it is effectively game over for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my drone's movement of 8. Because another thing drones can do is collect loadout stations for you. So
nodes.
Yes, loadout nodes. Thank you. Okay, so that's his first action point. And I am not in range.
Judas, no!
And that is his second action point. So I'm trying to get him to collect some weapons for me. I still have 2 action points that I haven't spent. I'm not even going to bother measuring because I'm only going to shift around to here, which is kind of pointless. But I still have 1 action point. I am going to use my nanocell plus for my last action point, which will gain 30 health.
Oh, so basically...
It repairs 30 damage, so that brings me up to 97.
So if somebody was close to your drone, could they attack and kill your drone? Because you said it has its own...
Yes, it has its own health, its own shields, its own stats. Now, this drone only has 40 health and a maximum shield of 10, and it does not start with any shields. So it could gain shields from a shield generator, but it did not. It moved out before the beginning of its next turn.
So with this smoke grenade, if I put it here, how does that affect you getting the loadout node? It
does not.
Oh.
It does not affect someone's ability to get the loadout node. Now, there are like effectively the same type of weapon, but it fires like an EMP that can shut down loadout nodes.
Oh.
But your smoke grenade only obscures vision.
Okay, I am going to...
So a little brief look at the battlefield. My drone here. I'm hopelessly trying to circle around.
What should I do, Peanut? Is that really what you think I should do? Okay. Can you move him so his center is right here? Thank you. Okay.
Just going for a point blank kill. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use my plasma thrower.
Okay, and I am within the first bracket. Let me see this really quick. So with the cone guide, there are 3 sections, and the damage dealt is indicated by the card. There's different damages. So with this particular weapon, the closer you are to the target, the more damage it does, because the more concentrated and focused the energy is.
Also, since I'm touching the shield generator, do I get shields or does that take an action?
You will get shields at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay. So for this turn, I will be dealing my plasma thrower damage of 30.
30 damage. Don't even have to roll because I am right there at point blank. So taking 30 damage, which I just got.
Oh, but your shields.
Oh, I do have 10 shields, you're right. So, wait, no, I had 5 shields, huh?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 5. So I have, I mean, I'm looking at my gauge. I know I have 5 shields. But I was like, in my mind, I was like 10, but I'm looking at 5 and I was like, that doesn't make sense. I must have 10. I must have accidentally left it on 5. So the shields absorb 5 damage, 25 from my 97.
That was a sigh of defeat.
Okay.
I could slap you at this distance.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I get my measure.
Is cry. Weep. Weep, loser, weep.
Okay. Oh yeah. The first thing I'm going to do is roll my d10 for shields. I gain 3 shields.
Wow.
Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is move my drone. Let's see, but it's going to be 2 inches of movement.
Oh, no.
So he's going to collect this for me.
Finally.
And then I'm going to draw 2 cards. I still have so many cards left because I've only... Okay. Finally.
A weapon?
A weapon.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right. I am equipping my slice rifle.
Slice rifle?
Yes.
Slifle.
Slice rifle. Okay. That goes there. Do I want to? No, I do not want to use this. Okay, so I now have a slice rifle. I still need to do my movement. Okay.
Oh.
Hmm?
Oh, can you split your movement between your drone and your...
They are independent. So
Does that mean you still get more movement with your drone though?
yes,
Oh.
I do. I suppose I should take care of that. So I still have 6 inches of movement with my drone.
Oh no! I can't get there that fast.
And then an additional 8. I'm not gonna quite make it to the next one. Okay, and then here I'm going to, I haven't used any action points for my guy yet. I have 6 inches. I'm gonna try to get some distance between us. Move over here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fire my slice rifle.
Uh-oh.
Slice rifle is 3+ to hit. Has a special ability called Sever. On a critical hit, which is if you roll a 6, on a critical hit, if target does not have shields, destroy target attachment.
Okay, I have shields.
So the way it works is effectively your shields will absorb the damage completely if you have any, but if you don't, it's going to sever through armor. It fires a disc of superheated plasma that slices through metal and armor and electronics and all of that stuff. Like, if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, the Destructo disc that Krillin uses, that's what it is, effectively. Oh no, she's going Super Saiyan. Okay, so I'm going to fire this weapon at you.
Oh dear.
It has a 12-inch range, 1 shot, 18 damage, so you are well within 12 inches of me. So I'm making an attack with my slice rifle. 6. It's too bad you have shields because that would have been a critical hit.
And you could have taken off one of my weapons.
But it does do full damage of 18.
Whoa, so I have to slide this down to 12. Good thing I'm on a shield generator.
Okay, I still have a chance. It is your turn, because I've used both my action points.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So I roll a d10 to see how many shields I get?
Yes, you roll 1d10 to see how many shields you... Did you do that?
Not yet.
Do it at the beginning before anything else.
A d10. Okay. 7. Okay. So I obtained my shields. And now, is this in the 20? Where does this measure from? The center?
Center.
So you're in the 20 zone, right?
That appears to be. And as long as the center of my model is within it, so like, for instance, if you were a little farther away, and it was like here, but the center of my base is still in it, that's a hit.
Okay.
Okay. But less than the center, not a hit.
Okay.
Even if my gun or foot is in there. So I take 20 damage.
Yes.
I'm at 55 health.
I'm doing my second turn. I'm doing it again.
You're doing it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, you cannot do that. Yeah, it's... Oh. You can attack with each weapon once per turn.
Oh, no.
So you can't double attack with a single weapon.
Okay, so in that case, I'll use my Titan Fist.
Okay. And you should, just for representation here, you should be aiming at me. That is a 6.
Good job, Peanut. Is that the damage?
So does it say anything about a critical hit on there?
No, it doesn't.
So when it does not say anything about a critical hit, that means that you do an additional 50%. So basically, all weapons can perform critical hits. Okay, if it's a weapon like the slice rifle and it says on critical hit this happens, then that's what you do.
Oh, so I actually probably did more damage with my Hornet because I had...
Yes, and I was not thinking, because I'm in teaching you to play the basics, and I was not thinking about that. So I probably should have suffered a lot more damage in this. But all weapons, unless they say they cannot perform critical hits, can.
So I did 45 damage with that.
45 damage, which brings me down
It's like 10?
to 10 health, which that's something significant.
Uh-oh. Peanut, that was all you.
So I am now in critical system failure. If a player's health drops to 20 or less, their power core becomes damaged and immediately enter critical system failure. While in critical system failure, the player must perform the following steps at the beginning of each and every one of their turns. They roll a d20 and consult the following chart for the outcome.
Oh.
If they roll a 20, their core stabilizes. The crux is no longer in critical system failure. Normal turns proceeds. 6 to 19, nothing happens, but the crux remains in critical system failure. If they roll a 5, they cannot move for that turn. The crux also still remains in critical system failure. 4, they cannot attack and remain. 3, the player has -1 action point for that turn and is still in critical system failure. 2, the crux takes 5 damage to its health. This damage cannot be mitigated or reduced by armor or shields, affecting health directly. The crux remains in critical system failure, unless the damage results in its destruction.
And a 1.
A 1 is a core meltdown. The crux is immediately destroyed. Upon destruction from a core meltdown, place the targeting circle template directly over the center of where the destroyed crux was located. Any other player that resides within that template immediately takes 50 damage. This is treated as normal damage, as in it applies to shields first and can be reduced by armor.
So basically you're like a star dying and taking out anything in its... Oh.
Yes, if that happens. So, is it still your turn?
No, that was it. It's the beginning of your turn, which means you do that roll you just talked about?
Yes, that roll I just talked about.
Okay.
And it's worth noting, like, if you're at a shield station or a shield generator, this...
Does it supersede the shields first?
This happens first.
Okay.
So, critical system failure roll must take place at the very beginning, no matter what. Here we go. 8. Nothing happens.
Okay.
But I'm still in critical system failure. I now resume my turn normally. I'm going to start by moving my drone. All right, so to touch this, it's going to take 1 inch of movement.
Oh no.
I draw 2 cards for my loadout deck. I'm going to equip my S1 launcher.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is there a loadout node for every 2 cards in play? So if we had larger decks, there'd be more loadout nodes? That
is how I set this battle up. So there was exactly enough for both of us to draw everything, assuming that you didn't steal any of them. But you can set it up with fewer or more. So the idea is to have at least 6 loadout nodes per player so that each one can draw at least 12 cards, since 12 cards is the minimum deck requirement.
Okay, that makes sense.
But if somebody's got a fat deck of like 40 cards because they're a maniac, you don't have to have that many loadout stations to accommodate them.
Oh, okay. Because then they'd be like every 2 inches and it
Right, yeah.
changes gameplay.
If anything, it's better that they don't get to draw all of their cards in the match.
So they hopefully get
But
8
6 per player
arms.
6 per player is good, because at least every player has a chance that they can draw at least the minimum 12 cards.
And in a starter kit, does it come with 6 loadout nodes with your 12 card deck?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 7 more inches here. And then 8.
Oh.
I think I might be able to do it.
Dang.
I'm drawing my remaining 2 cards, and I'm going to equip my arc rifle. I am now fully equipped with what I brought for this battle. Finally, as I'm almost dead. Okay, I have 2 action points. I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to use... Yeah, I have to use a nanocell, so that's going to be 1 action point. And that's going to give me...
Is that the one that gives you health?
That's going to repair 20 damage, so that'll bring me up to 30.
So you're no longer in critical condition.
Correct. I am no longer... That brings me out of critical system failure. I don't really have a way to put myself into any sort of cover. So either way, no matter where I move, I'm going to basically end up taking full damage from your shots. So I'm going to use my remaining action point to fire my slice rifle, or... You still have shields, huh?
Yes.
I'm going to fire my arc rifle. The arc rifle is a 3+ to hit, -1 for my targeting system. So it's going to be a 2+ to hit. I get 1 shot, and it will deal 20 damage if I succeed. And I crit, so that's going to do an additional 50% damage. Total for 30.
Oh no. Okay, so I have 19 shields, so that goes away. And then down 11, so that puts me at 89.
And that concludes my turn.
You have 30 health?
I have 30 health remaining.
You sure about that? Okay, well, I'm gonna see if I can get some shields because I'm already here.
Well,
That doesn't count as an action, right?
No, it does not. You gain the benefit just by standing in it.
9! I'm going to use my first action.
Real quick, because we were talking about the Founders Fury card, how you place the targeting circle on your turn, but it doesn't happen until next turn.
Does it happen at the start of the next turn before?
At the start of your next turn.
Oh, okay.
So the one thing, like, we're in a standoff here. Like, I know that I'm not going to be able to move to get behind cover that's really going to change my situation. So I'm kind of deciding to stand my ground and fire back. So you could force me to make a choice, either use an action point for moving or continue to stand my ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of my actions is going to be to move right here.
Oh. Oh.
Mistakes were made. Would you look at that?
And how much damage does that deal?
That's 30 damage.
With what weapon?
My plasma thrower.
Okay. And that is game over.
Yay.
I lose. All right, so you beat me.
I did.
What'd you think of the game?
I actually had a lot of fun. I didn't expect to have that much fun, if I'm being honest, because I'm not much of like a long, drawn out, intense game person. But this moved around enough, and there's enough like different things that it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I was so busy trying to teach you all the elements of the game that I forgot to actually play out some of the elements of the game, like critical hits. That whole part about all weapons have a form of critical hit that they can do. And you scored a lot of critical hits early on in the game with the Hornet's Nest that weren't counted as critical hits. So you definitely beat me even without us counting that extra damage. But I think you picked up the game really quickly. You grasped kind of a strategy early on for pushing towards me and taking all the loadout nodes along the way. I didn't anticipate you doing that. I thought you were going to be more timid and go hide and try to get stuff farther from me, but you were just super aggressive right off the bat and pushed me into that corner. I barely was able to get by you. If it wasn't for my drone, I would have died right there at the shield generator. But yeah, I had a lot of fun teaching you how to play. And yeah, hopefully we'll play again.
It kind of reminded me of a game they'd play in Devil's Plan, I think, which is why I pushed forward instead of hanging back. I learned something, I guess.
Yeah. I just imagine you had like this inner monologue going on, like in an anime when they're like analyzing the battlefield and they're like, if I push into his territory, taking loadout nodes along the way, he'll have nothing to gain and he'll have to fight his way out with no weapons.
Do your best.
Yeah, do your best. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys had fun watching, and we'll maybe play again, and maybe I will actually win.
I'll let you have Peanut make a roll, because she was the one who did the most damage with that roll that did 45.
Well, one thing's for sure. Next time I'm going to come guns blazing, and I'm going to build a loadout deck that I think is surely going to win. But hopefully you will know enough about the game to build one with a strategy in mind.
Yeah, this one I definitely just picked the things I thought looked cool, which also happened to do a lot of damage. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's it from us. Catch you guys later.